Ierapetra Crete. So what is going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel during my travels through Crete, Greece, and many other Greek islands. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe down below and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time I post up a new video, as I am uploading videos almost every single day onto the channel of all of my travels here in Greece, so I can help you guys out plan that perfect itinerary for your Greek holiday. So if you do not know, Ierapetra is on the south coast of Crete. So when you arrive into Crete, you would either arrive via ferry or with a plane. Both of those, the ferry ports in Chania, the ferry port in Heraklion, or the airport in either Chania or Heraklion, are all on the north coast. So when you arrive, most likely you will be on the north coast, and Ierapetra is on the south coast of the island. So when I rented a car, I was like, I absolutely need to get onto the south coast of the island, so at least I can say that I've experienced multiple parts of the island, not just the west side and the east side or the north side of the island. I am a very, very big explorer. When I travel, I know everyone is different. Some vacationers just want to go and completely decompress, veg out, just kind of not really leave their hotel room or the beach. And that is how one of my sisters is. And then I am the opposite, where I, can enjoy 1 or 2 days of relaxation, but then I want to go explore. I want to go and experience new cultures and different things and food and just all of the above. So I definitely knew I wanted to make my way to Ierapetra. And Ierapetra I loved because it's a bigger town, but it still has a very small town feel and vibe to it. And it's not as touristy as all the other spots, on the island of Crete, where, you're walking around right now. Like I had stopped here to get some coffee, and obviously the parrot is what drew my attention, but the guy who owns this actually particular cafe, he's right there. He was just such an amazing guy, so friendly, so cute, like so social and everything. And there's also other little friends that are here as well that will pass by while you're sitting here and having your cafe. But I really just loved how here, when you're walking down the strip, you do not feel as if everyone is kind of hounding you the way that other places, other tourist places and towns in Crete does. Like I'm walking down right now, you don't see the people hanging outside of the restaurants and calling you in, kind of making you feel uncomfortable. Unfortunately, and just being honest, this is what kind of happens when you go to like really tourist areas. And I'm not knocking them. Like I understand, a lot of Greek people and the economy thrives off of, the high seasons for tourists and everything else. I lived in Mexico. It was the same exact thing. And they hire their workers to be able to draw in more clientele. So I'm definitely not knocking them, but it still was nice to kind of sit down at that cafe because I chose it, or maybe the parrot chose me. But it was still and is still something that I personally really enjoyed from Ierapetra, that it was a larger kind of town, and you still had a lot of the things that all the other places in Crete offers, but it was super mellow, super chill, and the beaches here are amazing. There was so many different places to go and swim here, and then, you had just a regular beach where you could just kind of go sit, lay your stuff down, or they had, the beach chairs and umbrellas and everything else that is, I would say a staple throughout the Greek islands. Everyone always looks for that, is to get the xaplostres, the sunbeds, and have the umbrella. And all of the ones here that were the sunbeds with the umbrellas all were connected to a restaurant, so you could sit down and, get a cocktail, have lunch there. You could spend the entire day there. And that also is another great thing about, being able to rent them. And some of the restaurants were, rent for the day. And then other ones, it was free to sit on the umbrellas and stuff, but you just needed to order a coffee or a cocktail or a drink or something, if you were going to sit on them for free. Which I still think, again, when you're in the heat and on the beach and you're spending all day there, you're absolutely going to be, spending or buying something regardless. Now, I did film during the day. I always do explore more during the day, even though I still go out at night. But for me, nighttime is kind of like my decompressing and just enjoying the nightly views and everything else. But I always want to make a point when I am making my videos, because at one point or another, if I could even just help one viewer and one person while watching my video, I feel that me saying this was still meant for a reason. And that is, please be careful in the heat in Greece. The sun, the heat, and everything just gets to you in Greece. Yes, it's the same sun, but it's really not. And unfortunately, if you are not used to the heat in Greece, unfortunately, this season there has been accidents on the Greek islands because of the heat with tourists. So please, if you are going to come explore like I do, please always wear a hat. And you will see in all of my other videos, I am constantly wearing a hat. I'm constantly wearing sunglasses. I always stay hydrated. I listen to my body. And I am used to this. So I basically grew up in Greece every single summer. And I still, at times, had to stop my filming. I had to stop my exploring. I went and I sat in shade. I always make sure that I have water, juice, fruit, something on me just in case I start feeling a little weak. So please, when you are coming to explore any parts of Greece during the high seasons, or like the peak seasons, summer seasons, really starting from June all the way up until September, just always make sure that you are cautious of that. We feel great while we're here and we're in the sun and we're having fun, and it's like, I want to go explore, and you may not have thought out the entire process, especially when you're on Greek islands, because there's towns, and then it's desolate, there's nothing. So you always want to make sure that you are prepared. And I know I'm going very deep into this, but it is just something that I always want to make sure I emphasize in a lot of my videos. So with that being said, because a lot of my videos are during the day, right now, Ierapetra might seem like it's not, there's not a lot going on, which I will say that it was a little bit quieter, but the day was hot and it's during the day. But at nighttime, all of those restaurants by the water, the mountainside, the landscape view with all the lights and everything, once, later in the early, I would say early evening, hit, everything just livened up. The town was just absolutely beautiful, and I really enjoyed. So I spent the entire day here, and I just really, really enjoyed everything about it. And I personally like a little bit more of a chilled out vibe. I know I kind of said that in the beginning about, like them not hackling you to kind of sit down and stuff. And I like that. And I just like that it was chilled out. There wasn't that many people. You're able to really kind of walk freely. You're not bumping into people, or you're just in a straight line and not really being able to soak everything up and soak everything in. And for me, that is, again, what I like when I am exploring. I want to really soak up the culture. I want to soak up the location or wherever I am. So I actually, for myself, personally enjoyed that Ierapetra was a little bit more low-key, chilled out. So if that's something that is more on your level, then I definitely think Ierapetra would be great for you to come and vacation, or at least come and visit. just to see, and get that kind of more slowed down vibe, especially if you are on the east side. I was by Chersonissos and Malia and Sisi. Well, Sisi was definitely super beautiful, and it's super a very quiet, cute, and quaint seaside town, like 10 times smaller than what Ierapetra is. But if you are on that side by Malia and Sisi, and I meant to say Stalis, that area is like super party, super happening. So this is definitely a big difference from there. But I feel like if you just want a very chilled out family vacation, or if you like something a little bit more low key like myself, or if you are older, I definitely feel that Ierapetra is a great choice. Now, definitely mid to peak season where we are right now, I would say that Ierapetra is a lot busier than what it is at the current moment while I was filming this not too long ago, but still something that I really, really thoroughly enjoyed. So a question that I always get from a lot of my viewers and a lot of people that end up finding me on my Instagram, just looking for some personal tips about travel in Greece. And even my Mexico travel, I still get a lot of questions for that as well. And that is, where do I book all of this travel? So I get this question a lot. And I actually use one specific site, and I have been using this specific site for years. I signed up as a member for free, and I get exclusive member discounts, I get exclusive member pricing, and I also get cash back rewards for all of my travel that I book through them. Now, it's not cash rewards that I could cash out and put into my bank account. I do have a website that I use in conjunction with this particular website that gives me cash back for shopping on this website. That is also something that I do. So I literally get double cash back. But the cash that I earn on this particular website is cash that I can use towards future travel on that website. So it's just cash that goes into, my bank on that specific website, which in turn just gives me more money to be able to travel even more. So the link for that is going to be in the video description down below, as well as the website that I use to link to go and get cash back while I shop on my favorite site as well. So it's just a win-win altogether. So the specific site that I use to book all of my travel, and I mean literally everything, flights, car rentals, hotels, vacation packages, the resorts in Mexico, like literally everything, is going to be down below in the video description. The direct link, it is my link to my affiliate link, just so you guys know, it's no extra cost to you to go through that link. I specifically use is going to be down below, as well as just some other links that I get about travel gear and just some of my, travel must-haves, recommendations, and some other things that you can find down there, whatever interests you. So I definitely wanted to make that announcement, as a lot of people always do ask me, how do you afford this travel? Are you, do you do travel deals and stuff like that? As much as I spoil myself, guys, I still, and who doesn't, love a bargain and love to get some deals, right? If I know I can go to my favorite hotel or my favorite city or a Greek island and stay where I want to stay, spoil myself, but be able to save a little bit, why not? That just means extra gyros and stuff while I am on my trip, or more shopping while I am away and on my trip. So I always do look for deals for sure. And after years and years of traveling, this site definitely has the best prices that I've seen all around, and I stick with them, and they are definitely very helpful. So I really hope you enjoyed this tour of Ierapetra Crete. Honestly, the only other thing I want to mention is that this town had the best gyros that I ate all throughout Crete, and I think because it's untouched by so much tourism, this is still a very local town, that it really did have a lot of things that hasn't been tailored to tourism. And I know that might sound a little weird, I would say, I guess, but it definitely, this town still was a very, very Greek town. And when you go to Chersonissos and when you go to Malia, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a super tourist town. Super still beautiful. The beaches are still beautiful. It's a great time, great restaurants. But here in Ierapetra is where I had the best gyro. So I just wanted to say that. Thanks so much, guys, for watching again. Make sure you subscribe down below. You give the video a thumbs up, as it absolutely helps the channel. And share this video with a family or friend, with whoever you would like to come and explore Crete, Greece with. Thanks so much, guys. Until next time.